People have different strengths and weaknesses and different vulnerabilities. And one thing about this sport and martial arts and fighting is you discover all those vulnerabilities. Because of the sheer commitment and the amount of time and the amount of dedication you have to put into it, it brings all those vulnerabilities you have to the surface. Whether you're an engineer or a lawyer or whether you're holding the lollipop sign on the roads, everybody has vulnerabilities, but they all come out when you put yourself through adversity. That's what this program was able to do. It was able to bring those vulnerabilities to the surface and then chip away at those vulnerabilities and then get everybody to achieve that final goal of jumping into an actual match with a live opponent.
Okay, lying on the ground, pushing your partner away, butt scooting, ready? Do it fast, and go, go, go. Push them a little bit, get on them quickly. Get on your partner quickly.
Quarter of the way through the program and it's all starting to come together. I've had weeks earlier on where I'm just like, I can't do it, I'm not getting it. I've just been overwhelmed with how much I've been learning.
Come on, speed, speed, speed.
And you go in again and it's like, oh no, we're still doing the same thing. We're all still learning the same thing and it's cool, yeah.
Come on, speed up. Come on, 20 seconds.
I was just sore, like, oh my goodness.
Go, go, go.
Yeah, different muscles, like hurting in different places. I'm like, oh, getting some deltoids here.
That's the one.
Yeah, I'm more motivated. I'm just excited to get it done.
Come on, speed up, speed up. Come on, speed it up. If you're the partner, you should be pushing them a little bit.
We're starting to ramp it up. Everyone's training hard. That's helping us push each other a little bit as well.
Go, 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 quickly, quickly. Get on top of them.
That's a good team environment. We're trying to be as tough as possible so we can kind of build each other up as much as possible.
Time, rest.
I decided to do Winter Warrior because I just wanted to get a fight under my belt. I chose City Kickboxing to be the place to train because the best fighters in the world are there. You look at the intelligence of the coaches there too. In my opinion, it's the best gym in the world. The thing that drew me into martial arts when I was younger was I just thought it was cool just throwing hands. I'd never fought before, never had a scrap because I was too nice of a guy. My combat sport history starts off when I'm like 14. Done kickboxing and I've also done jiu-jitsu as a teenager. So when I first started Muay Thai, my mum was actually the one that was paying out of her own pocket. So my dad would like emotionally abuse her, financially abuse her as well. So she actually borrowed money from her relatives overseas just so me and my brother could actually do Muay Thai. Most Asian parents don't want their kids to do anything physically dangerous. My mum is fully supportive. The first few sessions, she'd actually come and sit and watch us train. She'd drive us there, she'd drive us back. She knew how important being extracurricular was. It makes you a full person. My mum is my role model. Like, she is the strongest person that I know.
It's a pretty standard joke of mine. Before I teach something, I tell everybody, now we're about to learn something that doesn't work. Because that's what it's going to feel like. But that's the learning process. It works in that environment when you're learning it and your mate's being nice to you. Then you go to a live situation and nothing works. Then you go back and work on it a bit more. And then it comes full circle to eventually you find out that, oh, that stuff we did learn does work. It's just about gaining mastery of it.
The technical side is cool just because I just like to learn heaps of new things.
3, 2, 1, go!
When you think one move can lead to here, but no, you've still got plenty more to kind of counteract that and attack and defend. This is cool. I just really like the whole learning thing.
Get up off the ground and then start again. Go back to the bottom if they get up.
I feel like The trainings are getting a bit easier. I'm sure it's probably just because my lungs are feeling a bit better. And
If you're the person on the bottom, close your guard. Except when you're trying to create an angle, then open your guard. And then when you finish creating an angle, close your guard again.
just being worked and coming every single day, you know, just keeping up with the consistency really does play a factor in your fitness.
The criminals, hands up, they put their hand up. Watch out for your stuff.
So, my name is Mark Sweeney. I'm 33 years old, a builder by trade.
It's funny how the builder put their hand up, because they're the biggest crooks of them all, bloody tradesmen.
I train at the gym, have been for a few years, so I know some of the more regular guys, but there was lots of people in, certainly bigger than the last 2 seasons. The more experienced lads are all like, you know, shaking hands and that, but then there's a lot of other people kind of like, oh, who do I talk to, what do I do?
Hey, a lot of you guys are just losing your back foot behind your front foot. Yeah? Okay? Bring it back out and try and keep that.
Doing the techniques and stuff. Again, some of the stuff I've done before, it's just good to refresh it.
Are you turning left-handed?
Both, yeah. Kind of pay more attention to it now because you're not just coming in training for a bit of fitness or just, oh, I want to learn some MMA. It's like, I'm going to be fighting. I need to pay attention.
Time! Where you been?
Sick.
Don't get sick. Okay, grab a partner. We are going to warm up by just getting into side control and getting our guard back and then getting up or putting our underhook in and doing all that stuff, yeah? Let's go. 1, 2. Draw that big circle. Grab the top of his head out. Grab the head, peel it off. Peel it off.
Coming in, my fitness is not that great, so all the workouts are like really taking a lot out of me.
Yeah, and to get your legs in front, push away, step away, yeah.
There are days that I've missed in the mornings where I wake up and I'm like, oh, a little bit tired, I'm just gonna hit snooze. And then instantly I regret it. I'm like, there's a guy right here this morning while I'm laying in bed and he's like powering through his workout. I'm like, what if I get matched up with that guy? I'm gonna get beat up and embarrassed. At first I came in and I was like, yeah, 5 days a week. These guys, they don't know what they're getting into. They're gonna be sore. Everyone's gonna like drop off, but they just kept going. So here I'm like, oh, I was gonna take today off. Why are you guys all here? Right? So it's really motivating, I think. Not only to see the athletes at the same level, like all beginner levels, coming in, pushing real hard, it's also inspiring to see like the pro fighters, because you see them training in the morning, they're like going hard, and they're like, yeah, you know what? I'll do that too.
Let me explain something. The smallest person in the room should be able to train with the biggest person in the room because we want to get an understanding that we're training and we're trying to make each other better and we're not trying to hurt each other.
I've wanted to do boxing or kickboxing for a long time.
What I'm saying is we need this understanding that we have a safe training environment. Everybody's different weights, sizes, and strength, and we have to make allowances for that.
I was so anxious about not being good enough. I'd been married for 5 years and decided one day that it wasn't for me and I wasn't happy. I was overweight and I was really anxious and depressed. And my brother-in-law turned around and said, hey, I have a girlfriend who goes to city kickboxing. Why don't you try it out? And I pushed through my fear and I just love it. I'm older than what I probably would have wanted to be going into this for my first fight. But I thought, why not? Why would you say no to an experience like this?
Towards the leg, step towards the leg.
I have a very busy gym with a lot of fighters, and I'm lucky enough to have my fellow coaches taking on the Wimp Warrior program, and my coaches have very similar sentiment to me.
We're gonna punch the bag, obviously. So the thing that's cool about the bag is like the only thing you can punch as hard as you want. Sparring and stuff, you should be pulling your power. When you're holding, you should be pulling your power.
What I've realized so far is they're coming in a little better than before. And the second thing is to work on your technique. Since you guys are getting ready for a fight, this is not like fitness. You guys should really be working the bag. MMA is really growing. So when they came in before, it was really teaching them like what this is and why we do it. Each season we do, they know what the sport is, which gives us a head start. My job will really be about making sure they're safe, because since they're so keen and they know what they're trying to get into, when Eugene yells something, I'm gonna do it and feel like they know how to do it. So my job is gonna be pretty much safety guy and ease up on that, mate. Not every day is a fight for your death.
Okay, next thing, yeah? When I square off with John, yeah, my belly button is in line with his belly button. Hip to hip, we're in line, yeah? What we're gonna do is before you enter, you're gonna do what's called a shift, right? And I'm gonna shift away from John's power side. His danger predominantly is his power side, his right hand. So if I bridge like this, boom, and John throws his right hand, I can walk straight into the right hand, yeah? Wimp Warrior has had 3 seasons now at City Kickboxing. I was involved in the last one, the second one, with Eugene and John. I think a bigger starting group this time. I think MMA is a bit more popular now. Just see how many stay on to the end, you know? Don't run into the power hand. If you do, you know why you got knocked out, yeah? It's hard because some of them have general athleticism, but then you add in coordination and you add in the speed to learn and apply. Application of skill is always the main thing, you know? So as time goes on, you start to see who can really pick it up. There's lots of different personality types, right? Some people are like real keen and real curious. Some are still dealing with a fight or flight response. Just getting here is a struggle. Yeah, it's good to see, you know? Like you definitely see people change and evolve, and I think that's what martial arts does for everyone.
But you got that strength as well, just from years of doing labour.
Yeah.
It's a specific kind of strength.
Yeah.
My boss, Jared, he's done a little bit of jiu-jitsu before. And when then I started doing the Wimp Warrior, I was like, come on, mate. And he started, and he's been progressing well as well.
Yeah, Jared goes that half guard.
As we were rolling, you realise that Eugene's standing right above us. Put your leg over there. And you're thinking, no, my legs are trapped. Oh, they're talking about his leg.
Yeah, that's the one.
And then we had a mean roll. Eugene's like, right, you know, be compliant, resist, but don't overpower your opponent.
You can contain him.
We weren't going 100%, but it's probably going like 95%. And if he says anything else, he's lying. I've been doing martial arts most of my life. I've always wanted to get into the MMA side of it, but injuries have kind of stopped it from happening at different points. With regards to the Wimp Warrior, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't absolutely exhausting. But I'm just loving the whole process of it, you know? Every night I go to sleep with fantasies of having a cage fight. No one likes to get punched in the face. I think there's something wrong with me, because I actually, if I could put it in a bag and eat it all day, I would. Like, I just thrive off it. I really just get like a massive buzz out of getting punched and kicked, you know? But we're not meeting in a car park after high school and having a fight with real animosity, you know? It's like, we're having a martial arts contest and he's gonna bring out the best in me.
Find an opening, nice and light.
I didn't think I wanted to fight at all, and there's almost this nervous excitement now, and I'm like, oh, I just want to fuck something up.
I don't know, it's this overwhelming feeling of it's a goal, it's something to strive for and aim for, and
at the same time, it's to prove my own worth and how far I've come, and to prove to myself, really, that I can do it. I might actually enjoy getting punched in the face, I don't know.
Okay, get ready to start. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm definitely taking it more seriously. Like, me and a couple of the teammates here, we actually bought an air bike, and then so we're training at one of our mates' garages. So we're doing air bike stuff, pad work. Eventually we're gonna put in some wrestling once we get a little bit better at it. But yeah, we're all putting in the work.
What's your distance?
After I left the military, I decided to study sport and exercise science. I just love the fitness side of it. For strongman, I had a gym at home, so I had my own garage at the time. And I would train in the garage, or me and the kids would go down to the river because I have to lift stones. I got no stones, so we'll walk through the river just picking up big boulders, like not little boulders, just challenging ourselves. I can't sit around and like feel sorry for myself, you know. I have to keep fighting day by day. I was out of home at a really young age, started at 7, 13. I had a full-time job since I was like 13. I needed to save enough for a bond, and homeless was the only option. I wasn't scared of the world. For me, like, I've been through worse. I think I already fought all that fear. Helped me to grow fast. I can survive out here on my own, and I don't need anybody.
Choose your position. Ready, go. Hustle, get them off you.
Right now, I like the grappling. You will see it on TV, you see the whole UFC, and you're like, what are they doing? They're just laying on each other. Come on, get up. It's not as easy as that.
Quickly. Swap over when you're done.
It's like a game of chess.
That's better.
Whether you're in a dominant top position or you could also be on a dominant bottom position, it doesn't matter if you know what you're doing. And the key to that is just being one step ahead. As long as you're one step ahead, then you can solve the situation.
This is the thing, and I'm lucky enough to be doing what I want to do. When you find a place where you're doing what you want to do, what's beyond that? Can I buy 10 houses or buy a big massive sports car or something? None of those things interest me.
Back up.
For me, what I want to do now actually has nothing to do with me. What I want to do now, I want to secure more of my young fighters' futures, and a lot of that depends on turning them into well-rounded professional fighters and well-rounded human beings. I want to get more of these guys professional contracts and secure their future. I don't really know what's beyond that. I haven't really thought about it.
Okay, let's do like a real simple drill. You're gonna work on what will probably be the most important skill you work on, and that's hitting the actual person. Boom, boom, boom. God comes, boom. Okay?
The crew have been going over all the basic moves for weeks and have a good understanding of the fundamentals.
I'm not just gonna punch her guard here. I'm gonna go to the body, and then she's gonna put her elbows down slightly, then I'm gonna come back up. Like, think about it.
Sparring is the next step in their learning, but it needs to be approached safely.
This is very important. This is the whole principle of sparring and the principle of training. What we're doing right now is a learning tool. It's not a tool for my man to beat the shit out of Gloria. It's for them so they can learn this martial art, learn how to fight, learn how to work, okay? Don't kick the head, even if you can, okay? We're only gonna go like 30, 40%, and you're just gonna have a go at sparring, okay? You got it? very light. Yeah, let's go, partner up. Do a bit of feinting, measure your distance. Keep your hands up, keep your hands up. Watch your distance.
Starting to learn some of the more complicated things, it's kind of scary to see everyone else learn at the rate that they learn at. In terms of how I feel about my own progress, I'm usually very critical. So I would say I'm not too pleased. Like I gotta stop missing those one days. Like if I'm here, I want to be here, right? Like that's always gonna be my mentality. Like the prior weeks, you could be a little bit complacent. And you're just like, yeah, I'm punching, this is fine. No one's trying to hurt me, but now it's like, if I'm a little bit, glossy-eyed, I'm gonna get slapped in the face, right? Getting like a little bit more real. This is like, oh, we're actually in here trying to, hurt someone. But it's nice to finally start learning some live-esque things, I would say.
Get out of there, Dave.
I got 3 older brothers and I was their punching bag. We always rolled but it was wrestling moves. Eugene was showing us the tackle, and then because it's muscle memory, and I just automatically wrapped my hands around the guy's head. I was gonna actually drop him and I was like, oh shit, I think that's wrong. I better stop.
She obviously has real trouble controlling her power, but she'll learn. It's just a learning thing.
That's all good. I want to be.
Not worried about you guys, but imagine when she spars one of the girls,
one
of the smaller girls. That's going to be ridiculous. She's New Zealand's strongest woman 2 times.
Really?
That is so easy. CKB, it's my last straw. I need to make you see. That's my goal. I'm doing everything I can. I got a nutritionist. I wake up at 3. I go for my run. Just everything I can to just adapt to life as well as work so I could put food in my kid's mouth,
Time, roll out. You should jab a bit more raw. And she's the only person you're allowed to hit as hard as you want.
Yeah, sparring, it was interesting. The whole time I've been doing this, I'm like, I'm gonna get punched in the face.
Don't look at me, Ra. Just check the kicks, woman. She's a bully.
So that happened. Gave me a bit of a fright. But
what happened?
We both chatted.
At the same time?
She walked into mine.
That's all right.
I don't really know how to describe my emotions. It happened really quickly. And so I think when I got the bop to the face, I just got a huge fright and was like, what just happened? I mean, what we've been practicing is someone has a turn, it's your turn, and their turn. So you're expecting it and anticipating it. When you're just kind of given some space and time to just do whatever you feel like, and you're just trying to react and stuff, it's a lot different.
We've been kind of periodically, systematically building up to the point where we do our first sparring, but there's so much unanswered questions that you can't possibly figure out until you actually start sparring.
You want to rest, Ra? You want to rest? Yeah, keep going. Hands up, hands up.
So you prepare them as best you can, and then you get them to a certain point, and then you can no longer do any more, and then you got to throw them in it and then see what happens from there. A lot of what we learned in terms of the technique completely fell apart because you've got the pressure of a live opponent, but that's part of the learning process.
The
strategy I take is I just blow them away by getting really deep into the technique, and it earns a really healthy respect for people that don't know anything, that think they're just coming in here and gonna stand in the middle of a cage and just start swinging at each other.
The important thing is bringing your hands back to your face. Protect your face. That's what pays your bills, because you're all very handsome people, okay?
Then you teach them about respecting your training partners. If your training partner hits you in the face, that's not about the training partner hitting you in the face. That's about that training partner letting you know that you're not blocking your face properly. Then the next week, you improve that. You get hit less in the face.
That is what you want to get used to, that little movement there.
You get to your fight, you fight your opponent, and you barely get hit in the face. Well, you owe that back to your opponent that hit you in the face all those weeks ago. It was nothing to do with any malice or any ill feeling that opponent has. That's the funny thing about the sport as well, is that you beat me up, I beat you up in training. It's to make ourselves better. It's not because we hate each other.
Time, next group, roll in. You should have all had some fun today, man. It's fun sparring.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.